In the last class, we were discussing about Descartes' universal doubt. What compelled Descartes to start his philosophy by doubting everything? Why did Descartes doubt everything? Universal doubt means doubt everything impartially. We can doubt whatever can be doubted. Suppose we become selective, that we shall doubt A, B, C, D, and we shall avoid doubting E, F, G, H. That means that is partial doubting, that is not universal doubting. Rational mind is that mind which should be free from all types of doubts, all types of a bias, all types of prejudices, all types of preoccupied thoughts, all types of fond beliefs. Even rational mind should not be misguided by reason. Reason is the asset by which we rationalize, analyze, but even our mind should be free from the misuse of reason. Mind should be reason neutral, because by the same reason we cannot explain both thesis and antithesis. The reason that explains thesis at the same time and in the same context, it cannot explain the antithesis. Therefore, mind should transcend reason. Mind should be free from all types of views. Therefore, Descartes not only doubted the empirical world, but also he doubted all the sources of human knowing, human knowledge. Perception as the source of knowledge can be doubted because our sense organs may deceive us. Because anything on which we are dependent, that cannot be reliable. Dependent means it is contextual, it is conditioned, it is relative. Our sense organs, 1 minute. Our sense organs many times deceive us. Therefore, there are the cases of illusion and hallucination. There is something, we see something else. That is the case of illusion. Really, there is a rope but we mistake it to a snake. Really, there is a snake, we mistake it to a rope. Such errors take place in perception. Similarly, when we interpret, when we conceptualize, when we rationalize, when we analyze, by using our mind, that is also conditioned by our own understanding. The way we have perceived and the way we have understood any fact, we seek to interpret that fact accordingly. That means our view, our opinion, our conclusion is also conditioned by our understanding of the facts. Similarly, we can doubt our scriptures because scriptures give us information about the reality differently. One scripture says that Jagat Satya, the world is real. Another scripture says Jagat Mithya, the world is unreal. One scripture says there is God. Another scripture says there is no God. One scripture says there is rebirth after life. Another scripture says this life is enough. This life is the only life. There is no past life, no future life. Which view is correct? If different scriptures give different opinions, how can we take any one of them to be granted? How can we accept one scripture and reject the other scripture? That means truth is not revealed through scriptures, because different scriptures describe the reality differently. Similarly, we cannot take the opinion, the views of our teachers as reliable, as granted, because teacher is also a person who has his personal opinion, personal conviction, personal knowledge, personal understanding. Suppose I am your teacher, I am a person, I have certain beliefs, I have my own conviction, my own knowledge, my own understanding, my own faith. Suppose I believe in God and I am convinced that there is God and there is a planning, there is a design, there is a discipline in the cosmos. I believe in the teleological description of the reality. The cosmos is teleological by nature. There is a teleology, there is a purpose behind the creation. And I believe that there is law of karma. And I believe that there is past life and future life. I cannot impose my belief, my faith on you only because that I am your teacher. No. If I do that, then I am wrong. And if you follow me because I am your teacher, then you don't exercise your rational mind. You are just a follower. Yesterday we are discussing that. A philosopher should not be a follower. Even you should not follow a great thinker. Because a great thinker is great so far as his thinking, his understanding is concerned. Your reflection is your reflection. You understand yourself. You realize yourself. Wisdom cannot be transferred from one person to another person. Information can be transferred. You can share information, knowledge in WhatsApp group, in your mail. That can be shared, that can be distributed. Notes can be distributed. Books can be distributed. Informations can be distributed. But so far as your wisdom is concerned, your understanding is concerned, your reflection is concerned, your realization is concerned, you cannot share that because that is yours. Your experience, your realization of the truth is yours. You cannot share it, and you should not impose it. Even if you share, others cannot receive it. Even if you impose on others, others cannot realize it. They may follow you out of fear or out of bias, out of love, out of infatuation, out of likeness. They may follow you. Some people may follow you, and some people will go against you. That means realization is personal. So rational mind is that mind. Remember, rational mind is that mind which is not biased by anything else, which is a free mind. Neither it is biased by any sources of knowledge, nor it is biased by any teacher, nor by any scripture, not by any, nor by any reason. Rational mind is a free mind. That means philosophy is a free inquiry into the reality. So how can we make free inquiry when we shall start from zero? We shall start our inquiry from zero. And how can we make ourselves zero, empty, when we shall be free from all the descriptions, conclusions, convictions, theories, isms which have been told before. Forget what your teachers have taught you. Forget whatever is written in your textbooks, in the scriptures. Forget everything and start thinking newly. Start thinking newly. Don't base your thinking on any previous thinking. Start yourself. Don't start from others. He or she has said so, therefore I am saying so. No. Don't talk anything with any reference, giving reference to the series of books or to any teacher, any scripture. Speak yours. Speak your views, your understanding. That may be good, that may be bad, that may be correct, that may be incorrect. But you speak of your own. That is the true meaning of a rational mind, a rational thinking. So for doing that, you have to doubt, you have to reject all the established theories, all the established convictions, conclusions of the previous thinkers or philosophers. Let us doubt, let us doubt. It is a proposal. Let us doubt. Doubting is a possibility. Doubting is a possibility which you can exercise in order to start rational thinking. But the point is, in course of doubting, there will be a turning point where you will stop doubting anymore. Doubting is a possibility, but there will come a point where doubting will become an impossibility. So we shall start doubting everything till we reach a point where we shall stop doubting, where we cannot doubt anymore. That means impartially we shall doubt everything, whatever can be doubted, whatever can be doubted, we shall go on doubting, and we shall see if there is a point, if there is a junction, if there is something which cannot be doubted at all. Let us go this way. Let us start our philosophical inquiry this way. And Descartes started doubting everything. Everything can be doubted. The empirical world that we see before us can be doubted. There is a question whether this empirical world is real or appearance. The world that I see before me is real or it is an appearance. So this can be doubted. My sense organs, my sense perception can be doubted. My teachers can be doubted. All the scriptures can be doubted. All the religions can be doubted. All the books can be doubted. Everything can be doubted. Everything can be doubted because there is a possibility of doubting everything. But in course of doubting, we shall find a place, we shall stop at a point where it is impossible to doubt. What is that? That is The very act of doubting, I cannot doubt that I doubt. I cannot doubt that I undergo doubting. I cannot doubt the very act of doubting. I cannot doubt the fact that I am doubting. If I say that I can doubt that I am doubting, it is a contradiction. So logically, mathematically, we can confirm, in order to make our statements meaningful, in order to make our inquiry meaningful, we have to avoid contradictions. We cannot entertain any contradiction, otherwise it will become illogical. So our thinking should be logical. Our thinking should be free from contradictions. If we will say that I can doubt the very act of my doubting, that means I am a mad person. If I say that, then it is clear that I am a lunatic, I am abnormal. Because I doubt even that, even the fact that I am doubting. So it is the mathematical certainty. Mathematical certainty means which cannot be rejected, which cannot be denied in any possible world. There is no possibility of rejecting or denying this statement. That I doubt means, I doubt everything means, at least I am sure that I am doubting. If I say that I am not sure that I am doubting, then nobody will listen what I am doubting. If I am confused that I am doubting, then nobody will listen to me what I am going to doubt. Therefore, I am doubting with a conscious mind, with an impartial mind, with an alert mind, that yes, I doubt, and I am conscious that I doubt. So two things are there. One is the doubter, the person who is doubting. That is one part. And the other part is the whole world that can be doubted. The whole world that can be doubted. Including my parents, teachers, scriptures, everything. Everything can be doubted. That means the empirical world does not exist for me so far as my doubt is concerned. There is no empirical world at all because that is doubted. Let us doubt the empirical world that surrounds me, the world where I live in, including everything that can be doubted. But one thing that can, even I doubt my body, even I doubt my own existence, because I also belong to that empirical world. I doubt my hands, I doubt my entire body. But one thing is there that I cannot doubt. It's very simple. A small boy, a common man who is not a philosopher, who is not a student of philosophy, a common man, a rickshaw puller, a farmer, and an illiterate person will admit this fact that I doubt or I am doubting can never be doubted, or because it will lead to contradiction. So from the fact of my doubting, it is clear that the very act of doubting is there as a certain, mathematically certain. Mathematically certain means which has no exception. It is universally true. It is logically implied. It is a logical implication that I am doubting everything means there is the act of doubting. So we shall by dividing everything, mind has basically two functions. When we analyze something, first we divide. We divide the complex into the simple. And we reach at a point where we can't further divide. So by doubting everything, I came to a place where I am bound to stop doubting everything, doubting anymore. That is one thing that I can't doubt, that is the very act of doubting. So it is certain that there is doubting. From that it implies that there is thinking, because without thinking no doubting is possible. Doubting is there means it springs from thinking. From the act of thinking, it implies that there is a thinker. Because without a thinker, thinking is not possible. That means such deductions are so mathematically clear and distinct and certain, which cannot be doubted. At all. So logical deductions, logical valid deductions are to be accepted as certain, because there is no question of error, no question of doubt. It is free from error and doubt. I doubt, therefore I think, therefore I exist. Does it logically imply or not? I doubt means is the fundamental principle which we have to accept as a certain, otherwise we cannot doubt everything. We can doubt everything if at all we shall accept the fact that I doubt, and which is true, which is certain. I doubt, therefore I think. Otherwise, I think, unless and until I think, I cannot say that I doubt. Because doubting is a mental work which has been derived from thinking. So it is true that, it is certain that, it is fundamentally true that I think. I think. Cogito. That is called cogito. I think. So the basic conclusion, the basic assumption, the basic declaration, which is logically certain, which is free from all types of doubts, that is I think. I think, therefore I exist. From my thinking, it is proved, it can be claimed that I exist. Thinking is a psychological phenomena, is a mental phenomena, but existence is something biological. I have to exist physically, but it logically implies. Why? I cannot think if I do not exist. So in order to think, I must exist. So the most fundamental, mathematical, certain, clear, distinct statement, after all types of analysis and division, after all the series of doubts, we came to the conclusion that I think, therefore I exist. That means the existence of the self, is ascertained logically from the activity of thinking. Now I am teaching you. I am taking a class. What does it mean? I am taking a class. I am talking. I am speaking something. That means I am thinking. Without thinking, I cannot speak, I cannot teach. Does it logically imply or not? Can I speak, can I teach without thinking? While I sleep, can I teach? No, I can't teach while I am sleeping. I can teach only when I can think. So now I am teaching means I think. And I think means I exist now before you, before the camera. So that camera is the witness, and you all are the witnesses of my physical existence. Because without my existence, I cannot think, and without my thinking, I cannot teach. So at least it is certain that I exist. So what happens here? Descartes doubted everything. Descartes doubted the existence of the world, existence of a body, existence of everything, existence of a God. No God, no world, no soul, no relation, no friendship, nothing else. Everything can be doubted. But in doubting everything, Descartes reached at a point, Descartes stopped doubting at a point where he can't doubt further. That is the most fundamental, mathematical, logical statement. I think, therefore I exist. This is called cogito ergo sum. Cogito ergo sum. Cogito means I think, ergo means therefore, sum means I exist. This therefore is very important. Therefore means it implies from this fact implies I think, that means, that implies, therefore I exist. It is a logical implication. It is a logical deduction. So, we cannot just declare that I exist. Mere declaration is not philosophy. We have to declare with logical proofs. We have to declare with mathematical certainty. Do I really exist? Yes. I really exist because I really think. And how did I know that I really think? I really think because I discovered an ability of doubting everything. That I am speaking, that I am doubting, that I am doing many works. From my experience, I came to know that I am doing many works. I know through my sense organs, and I can analyze, I can doubt everything. From these functions, it is evident that, it is clear that I must exist. If I do not exist, I cannot do such activities. So, by doubting everything, Descartes came to prove the most fundamental certainty, that is, I exist. I am. I think, therefore I exist. I think, therefore I exist. This is one deduction. My existence, or the existence of self, has been deduced from the fact that of thinking, my art of thinking. There are so many criticisms. So many critics say that from thinking only you can derive thoughts about your existence. From thinking you cannot derive the real existence. From thinking you can only derive the idea of your existence. But this criticism is not sound, because there are certain ideas which are necessary, which are logically necessary, that directly implies factual existence. Because without my factual existence, it is impossible to think of, to speak of logical notions or logical rules. Even in order to understand logical rules, even in order to understand mathematical rules, though they are formal by nature, I have to have factual existence. So, from thinking, we can explain all other biological activities and also my own existence. Therefore, I think, therefore, I exist. So, when everything was doubted, now we got a light of hope and certainty that at least I exist. That at least I exist. I exist. I exist. That is the fundamental, the basic statement from which Descartes started to deduce, Descartes started to prove the existence of a God and the existence of a world. If I exist, then there must be a cause of my existence. There must be a cause of my existence. Descartes believes in causal principle. What is the causal principle? Now, everything that takes place is backed by a cause. Nothing comes out of a nothing. Everything comes out of a condition of a cause. If there is an event, if there is any effect, it must have a cause. It must have a cause. It must have a cause. So, if any event must be backed by a cause. This is the causal principle. And in addition to this, Descartes added another principle of causality, that is, the cause must be more real than the effect. Cause and effect, two things. The cause must be as much real as the effect, or the cause must be more real than the effect. Potentially, the cause must be more energetic, more real, more powerful than the effect. Or, if not more, at least they must be equal. That means the cause cannot be less real than the effect. Suppose your mother is the cause of your existence, your body. So the mother is more real or as much real as you. The mother cannot be less real than the effect. The seed is more real than the tree. So not only the fact is that there is a cause. Yes, there is a cause. But the cause must be as much real as the effect or more real than the effect. Keeping this in view, we have to now decide, we have to now inquire about, we have to now find out what can be the cause of my existence. So in course of doubting, where we reached? Now we reached at a point that at least it cannot be doubted that I exist. My existence cannot be doubted. We reached at this point. Then Descartes will prove by the way of deduction that there is God. God must exist. But how can he prove? The first principle is causal argument. And the causal argument says that every event must have a cause. Every event must have a cause. This is first principle. And the second principle is the cause must be as much real as the effect, or the cause must be more real than the effect. Then we shall apply this causal principle in order to find out the cause of my existence. Then what can be the cause of my existence? That we shall discuss in the next class. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.